Hey guys, welcome back to my first video of 2026. I am super overdue, almost 3 weeks overdue. I was supposed to come out with a video once every week for this year, but we got a little bit of a delay, but it's okay. Better late than never, so whatever. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this year. I'm going to be talking about my goals, plans, how I'm going to stay organized, bullshit, whatever. So I have my little paper here, and I have divided it into 6 different categories or steps, I guess. So yeah, I was gonna film this with my phone camera, but I didn't like how the camera was, and then I didn't have like a stand to put it on. Like, I do have a stand, but it doesn't show like all of this, if that makes sense. So we're back on my computer, whatever. I'll upgrade one day, but maybe not today. So boom, let's just get right into it because I feel like I don't really have anything to preface. So, I mean, I guess I could start off by saying, like, this is my own thing. Like, this is my own thing that I feel like works for me and is tailored towards me. So I feel like you can tailor it to however you want. This is just giving like an idea of how to like start your year, how to plan for it, and how to achieve the things that you want to achieve. Like, honestly. So, the first thing I did was write out all of my goals that I had for the year, right? And I feel like this is the first thing you need to do because you need to have like a sense of direction of where you're going or what you want to accomplish. And I feel like you can't really come up with the steps until you have like a destination. Like, you know what I mean? So actually, I have my notebook, right? I have this black notebook. It says like my life in a notebook. I have like a billion notebooks, but whatever. So in the notebook, I have a page, and it's basically just all of my goals for the year. And it's like very simple things. Like, it's like very like not even like, oh my gosh, like buy a house. Like, no. So like I just have things like, oh, like learning new skills, like being consistent with the gym and YouTube and social media, like getting rid of my debt, traveling a lot, investing, spending more time doing my hobbies, being more active, drinking water, hopefully landing an internship, fixing my sleeping schedule, and just doing good in school overall. So yeah, like your goals can really just be anything that you want, honestly. Like, obviously I'm not you, I don't know what the fuck your goals are, but if you write it down on a pen with a pen and a piece of paper, like, it's so much better than you just like thinking about it or whatever, right? Because I tend to have a lot of thoughts throughout the day, and I always fucking forget like what I'm thinking about because I don't write shit down. So I'm always with like, I always have like a notebook, I always have something to jot down because yeah. And that's also why I have like 400 different notebooks, all with a different purpose, because that's just how I am, that's just how I'm organized. I can't just write stuff in my notes app. Like, it's just not gonna work like that. So yeah, that's what works for me. I don't know anybody else who has like 40 notebooks, but that's just my system, you know? And I think you just have to figure out a system that works for you and try different things. So now that you have a list of your goals that you want to accomplish this year, right? We're gonna make another list of things that you want to change and habits that you want to break. So how is this different from the goals that we just wrote down? For me, a goal is something that is like you work towards it, as in like there's an end goal, like there's a destination and then the journey, right? When I say like things I want to change slash habits to break, it's more of like you changing your routine and like stop doing things that you're used to doing, if that makes sense, right? For example, right? I didn't write my habits down. But like I kind of only had like a few. But for example, right? Like things I want to change. I want my room to be kind of like my sanctuary, right? Because like I have a big room and I want my room to really be like, I mean, I don't want to say like a safe space, but like a safe space. But I also want it to be kind of like my sanctuary, kind of like somewhere I go where I can like be myself and I can do what I want and just feel relaxed and calm and, you know, really love like the space that I live in, right? And because of that, I changed like the layout of my room, and I decided that I wanted to have more space, like open space, because one of my goals was to like work out and do yoga. I created space for me to do that, right? So that's like one thing that I wanted to change. Another thing too is that I have a really bad habit of just leaving my clothes everywhere, right? So I used to just have a pile of clothes like on top of my hamper, and the clothes was dirty or clean, it was in there, right? And I would just put it, and then my pile would build up and it would just look like a fucking mess, right? So I'm like, okay, I really don't want to keep doing that. So my new I want to get into the habit of like every time I change my clothes, I put it back where they belong, or whether it's in the hamper or whether it's in the closet or in the drawer. Like I just want to be able to like do that as soon as I take my clothes off, or change a clothes, or like shower, etc., etc. And then also like with my hoodies, like I have a bad habit of leaving my hoodies out instead of just putting them back in the closet, right? So instead of me leaving my hoodies out, I'm gonna put it back in the closet every time and take the hanger out and then put it back. Because then what happens, I have like 50 hoodies that I have to put back in the closet, and it makes it seem like it's a really big chore, and it makes me not want to do it. But if I just do it every single time, I'm gonna get into the habit and it's not gonna be as overwhelming. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, that's like another habit. Another habit too that like I want to do is get into the habit of drinking more water, eating more healthy, not impulse buying things, you know what I mean? Just like habits that you have that like you just need to stop. My other habit was leaving things for last minute. So that means like leaving things that I have to do for the end of the day, or my homework that I would wait until like an hour before it was due to complete. Yeah, none of that in this year, because I need to stop. And I realized that a lot of the reasons why I would get not the highest grades is not because I wouldn't do the work, but I would do the work late, which would cause me to like lose unnecessary points when I could have just done it on time and got full credit. So yeah, those are like habits and things that like I feel like I want to change, which I feel like is a little bit different than having a goal, but they kind of go hand in hand at the same time. So yeah, that's number 2. Number 3, right, after I have established my goals and my habits and things I want to change, blah blah blah, blah whatever, I created my vision board, and I'm gonna show it to you guys. No, please, no. Oh my god, it's already been 10 minutes. So, this is my vision board, right? It looks corny. I don't really like to show people my fucking vision board because I feel like a vision board is so like personal. But like, whatever, you guys can see it. I guess this is the point of the video. So, yeah, I didn't do like a crazy thing on my vision board because I changed the way that I do vision boards now. I don't do it how I used to, right? When I first did like a vision board, I kind of just put a bunch of random shit on it. Like a few years back, I would literally just be like, yeah, like beach house, yeah, 4-car garage, 3 different cars, 5 dogs, my dream closet. Like I would just put a lot of bullshit that was very unrealistic for me to accomplish like in a year, right? And I would get mad and I'd be like, well, this fucking vision board, like, this shit don't fucking work, blah, blah, blah. But girl, you're 16 putting a fucking, you're gonna go to 4 different countries. You know what I mean? Like, it was just really unrealistic of me to do that, right? So I'm not saying you shouldn't dream big, but I'm saying like maybe we need to double down on the vision boards just a little bit, right? Because I feel like when we get unrealistic and we don't accomplish things that we get on our vision boards, we start to think like, oh, like it doesn't work, whatever. So then I had seen this TikTok of this girl, and she's like, oh, like we had to be more realistic with ourselves. That's why like you're doing your vision boards and you feel like you're not accomplishing anything on your board because we're, you know, kind of like doing too much. So I was like, I'm gonna wait until I have my goals this year, right? So that I can kind of tailor my vision board towards my goals, right? So when I wrote down my goals, right, I realized that a big goal of mine this year was to just be consistent and, you know, do things like gym, workout, eating healthy, staying on top of my shit, right? My biggest problem is that I'm not consistent, right? I think last year, like, I had the drive to do so many things, but I wasn't consistent with it. Like, you know, so I would pick things up and then put it down, pick it up, put it down. And I feel like that's where I kind of went wrong, because I feel like I need to be consistent with things, even if I'm not putting 100% into it all the time, right? Maybe I'm not going to do a full workout every time, but I'm at least going to get up and stretch. You know what I mean? But I was just really inconsistent, and I had no kind of discipline, like, and that I feel like was my biggest like hindrance. So I was like, okay, this year I'm just gonna be consistent. Like, it doesn't matter what I do, I'm just gonna focus on being consistent and being disciplined in the things that I want to do. So onto my board, right? I feel like it's like not cohesive. There's like a theme here and like a theme here, but whatever. So basically, like, this is obviously like the gym, eating healthy, yoga, being better at my finances, studying, journaling, drinking more water, reading. This is a quote. It says, "Nothing is serious, choose peace." Right? That means that. What is this? Stamps on my passport, because I really want to travel. My goal is to travel 4 different times this year, and I already have like 2 trips kind of semi-planned out, so I'm really excited. Yeah, and then I have like the YouTube play button. This is just, my goal is not to get the button. My goal is to just be consistent with YouTube, right? Then this, what is this? Oh, this is like trading, but it's also, I put that there for investing, not necessarily trading. So investing. Then I put this like little flower that was cute. It says, "Stay weird," right? Because I feel like that's kind of a reminder to just like stay true to myself, whatever. And then we have Kim Kardashian with a vodka bottle, with a vodka bottle, and then we have her with the middle finger. This picture honestly is just funny as fuck to me. And then this picture of her with the bottle is in honor of my 21st birthday this year. So I want to do it big. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to do something and it's going to be lit, right? Then this is the cast of Sex and the City. I think I put this one there because I really want to kind of, I mean, like, I have friends and like family, but I think I did this because I really wanted to put more of an effort in creating like a community with everyone that I know, and really put in the effort to like sustain that, I guess, because like, not that it's like a big issue, but I just feel like I really want to like show that I care and I love those who are in my life, and I want to like kind of do better at showing them that I value them. Does that make sense? So yeah, then we have like books. Oh, these are like business books. Again, this is like for me to do better in school and read and to learn things. And then we have a girl with a DJ board. I do want to learn how to DJ. Like, I really do want to DJ. I've been eyeing a fucking DJ board for months, and I literally just don't want to spend $300 on a fucking board. I'm sorry, but also this is for music too. Oh yeah, and then the Lady Gaga too. Like, this is just for me, like, for inspiration to like get more into like music. And I'm not necessarily saying like making music, because I don't really know, but just music generally is one of my passions, and I really like try to act like it's not, and it really is. And I feel like I need to like tap into that more as a creative. So yeah. And then lastly we have Kate Moss. Actually, I don't even know why I put that one. She's just iconic and so slay. And then we have this picture of like heels with like a tattoo. I really want to get a tattoo on my ankle, like that, like on my foot / ankle. But I'm a pussy ass bitch, and honestly, I don't think I'm gonna do it. But I'm just gonna have it there. Oh, but yeah. So then this is my vision board, but it's also on a it's like a project board, and I have the entire year in here, right? So this is where I haven't filled it up yet, but this is where I have like the whole entire year calendar. And basically the reason I did that was because I saw some girl do it on TikTok, and I thought it was really cool for like planning out the year. So I refer back to it when I want to like do a vacation or like see certain days. I have like people's birthdays on it. I have days of the month, like, oh, once a month I'm gonna go on a solo date for myself, and whether that it's like me going to the park and having like a picnic by myself, maybe I go out to eat by myself, like just like having a solo day. So I have it like planned out for the rest of the year. Any trips that I have for the year, like, I don't know, I don't really use it as much as I thought I did, but whatever. That's like really cool. But yeah, so I feel like everything on my vision board is very tailored to my goals, because it's more of like a reminder that like I need to stay consistent, and this is what I want my life to look like, instead of like, oh, like, these are the things that I want, and this is, I'm gonna get it by the end of the year. Like, it's just not gonna happen that way. So yeah, my vision board is more like a goal board than a consistency board, than it's like a vision board. But it's a vision as to what I want to do this year in terms of like just routine and habits and everyday things, etc., etc. So yeah, number 4 is going to be calendar, right? And what do I mean by calendar? So for me, because of, you know, being consistent, I need to keep a schedule. I need to be organized. I need to know what I'm gonna do and when I'm gonna do it. I can't just leave it up to myself, right? So let me get my phone here. So on my phone, right, or like us in general, I have my Google Calendar, and my Google Calendar is literally my life. Like, over the years, I've bought so many planners, I've bought so many books to try to like keep up with my things that I have to do, and like days of the week, etc., etc. But I just can't. Like, Google Calendar has been my go-to, because Google Calendar is so easy to use, and I don't like physical planners, because I feel like things change throughout the week, and like, let's say having assignments and stuff due, like the due date would change, and I hate having to cross things out and like move it here, like da 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 da, like whatever. It's just unnecessary, and it makes it very like scribbled. So I use Google Calendar, right? And in my Google Calendar, I don't want to screen record it because I don't want people to see my schedule. But basically, right? I use Google Calendar, and I put in the week, like, all of my classes. And obviously, like, you can go on your own time and watch a video of like how to use Google Calendar and how to like really use all of its functions. But I use Google Calendar mostly for school, right? So I have like all my classes for the week. Then I have my clients. So like I can tell you right now, like I have a client, I know who it is at 12:30 p.m. You know, because it's all in my calendar. If I don't put something in my calendar, like I'm gonna think it's not something I have to do. Like if I say like, okay, like I have plans with this person on Saturday, but I confirmed 2 clients, I'm gonna think that like I have 2 clients and I'm gonna forget about the hangout because it's on my calendar. So yeah, even if like I have plans to hang out with people, I will put it in my calendar, like hang out with so and so. Like it's that fucking serious, because when I get busy, like I tend to forget a lot of things, and if I'm not like on top of it, like I'm not gonna remember. So yeah, I have my classes, and this year for the first time, what I'm doing is I'm putting things like working out, yoga, reading time, hobby time, and I'm putting it as an event on my Google Calendar along with the other things that I have to do. So like, for example, on Wednesdays, I have a break between classes from 9:45 to 11:30. In my calendar, like that space, I have it saved as study/homework, so that I know that between these 2 classes, I'm gonna spend it on studying or doing my homework, right? I'm gonna specifically have that time allotted to the side to get my work done, right? And I also have like the same thing for like yoga. So like I have a yoga class on Mondays at 1:00, so it's in my calendar, like yoga 1:00. And I also have another yoga for Thursday, right? So Thursdays between this time and this time, I have yoga. Well, I have to do yoga, right? Etc. etc. You get the point, right? And then also I have like hobby time. So usually like towards the end of the day, on some days I have like an hour block where I'm like, okay, from 8 to 9 p.m. I'm gonna do a hobby. Whether that's I'm gonna be reading for the hour, I'm gonna be learning how to play piano for the hour, I'm gonna be learning Python, like whatever the fuck the case is, I'm gonna spend that specifically a lot of time on a hobby, right? Because for me, when I get really busy in school and I get really like hectic, I tend to get really overwhelmed, and I tend to not have time for myself or have free time. And part of the reason why I don't is because I like to slack off a lot. So for me, if I know that, oh, I have this allotted time that I'm gonna use for studying and doing my homework, well, I better do my fucking homework at the time that I specifically assigned to do my homework, so that later on tonight I can have my hour of hobby time instead of having 2 hours of homework, and then I don't get to do my hobby. Does that make sense? Like, you have to do one or else it's